is turning heads, man. After liking a post on Instagram, everybody in Cleveland talking about it. The Browns is sitting at a bye week, man, but they are the talk of the town in the NFL. Now, we know last time we seen the Cleveland Browns, it was a massacre, bro. It was an ugly, ugly game they had in New England. You even had Mike Vrabel taking shots at Kevin Stefanski. You got Kevin Stefanski saying no matter what, he's not taking Dylan out. You got reports coming out that Jimmy Haslam is demanding, allegedly, Dylan Gabriel.
Shedeur Sanders just flipped the internet on its head again without even throwing a single football. One post, that's all it took for fans, critics, and maybe even his own teammates to lose their minds. Some people swear it's confidence, others say it's straight up chaos, but one thing's for sure, Shedeur knows exactly how to keep every eye locked on him. Whenever he posts, the internet doesn't scroll, it freezes. So what did he pull off this time? It started like every Cleveland story, quiet, confusing, and already dripping with drama before anyone even realized it. The Browns were supposed to be chilling through their bye week, taking a breather, pretending to figure out how not to fall apart before November rolled around. But instead of calm, Cleveland got another storm. Why? Because Shedeur Sanders did what nobody expected. He liked one single post on Instagram. Just one. And that single tap sent the entire city into meltdown mode. Analysts went wild, fans went full detective, and the locker room, probably side-eyeing each other wondering what it all meant. Only in Cleveland could one innocent like cause a full-blown crisis, forget touchdowns, forget interceptions. This was digital drama at its finest. One little tap on a screen and boom, Cleveland was once again the star of the NFL's biggest soap opera. Fans called it a hidden message. Reporters called it a bold statement. And somewhere in the chaos, Shedeur just kept scrolling. Calm as ever, watching the fire, he started burn brighter with every refresh. It's wild, isn't it? The Browns finally get a week off, and somehow, they still manage to trend. For all the wrong reasons. This team was supposed to be catching its breath after that New England nightmare, the kind of game so bad fans didn't just turn off their TVs, they straight up gave up on football for the weekend. But just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly sink lower, Shedeur Sanders decided to do something simple, yet explosive.
And I find this very dope and interesting. Shedeur paying attention. Oh, man, Shedeur watching everything. Not only is he watching everything, he's letting his presence be known that he is watching everything because he took to Instagram to like a post. And boy, oh boy, they definitely talking about this on.
He hit like on a post that said he should be starting after the bye week. That's it. No fiery rants, no dramatic interviews, not even a tweet. Just one calm digital thumbs up. But in Cleveland, that's the equivalent of a quarterback throwing a Hail Mary straight into a live grenade. The internet lit up instantly. ESPN Cleveland scrambled for emergency coverage, and talk radio hosts were talking like they'd seen a ghost. One tiny like had turned into a full-blown quarterback controversy overnight. To really get it, you've got to understand the art of Cleveland chaos. It's practically tradition here. The Browns are the only team that could find drama inside a fire drill. Quarterback controversy isn't a rare event. It's a seasonal thing, like pumpkin spice, but with way more pain. Every few months, someone new shows promise. Fans start to believe. Management makes the weirdest decisions imaginable. And before long, everything explodes again. And now, it's Shedeur's turn in the blender. Right before the bye week, too. The Browns were already spiraling, but that New England loss?
Line, man. So, shout out to ESPN Cleveland. We're going to react to their show today that they had because I have not seen any other clips from today's show, and I'm definitely interested in seeing it. But it says Shedeur Sanders recently liked an IG post calling for him to start for the Browns after the bye.
That wasn't just bad, it was embarrassingly historic. The kind of meltdown that ends up in highlight reels you never want to watch again. Dylan Gabriel looked completely lost out there. The offense acted like touchdowns were some kind of allergy, and the coaching staff. They looked like they were solving Sudoku puzzles instead of calling real plays. Even Mike Vrabel, who wasn't even involved in that game, couldn't resist throwing a jab afterward. Yeah, it was that bad, but through all that chaos, Shedeur Sanders just watched, quietly, patiently, and apparently with one finger hovering over Instagram too. When that post popped up saying he should be the starter, Shedeur didn't overthink it, didn't panic, he just liked it. One smooth, silent move that screamed louder than any press conference ever could. With that one tap, he basically told Cleveland, yeah, I see what's happening here. And from that moment, all hell broke loose. ESPN Cleveland jumped on the story faster than a ref chasing a fumble.
I'll explain this. Let's go back to the question you asked a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
With some of those interviews, I would say it wasn't the lack of professionalism or being unprepared. He's never been unprepared. I think it was more so of a young kid getting comfortable and building a relationship with someone and probably trusting them a little too much and going into a room with his guard down, not understand like, man, this is a job interview still, and they trying to pick you apart. Because you got to think the Giants and those teams, man, they've been in Boulder more than anybody. They've been there so much that almost to the point where he feel like, man, we good. They have certain conversations.
Polls started flooding social media, asking fans if Shedeur should start after the bye week, and the responses, a loud mix of yes, finally, and please, anything but this again. The timing made it even crazier. The Browns were smack in the middle of their bye week, a perfect 2-week window to reset, regroup, and maybe, just maybe, give the rookie a real shot. But instead, the team doubled down on Dillon Gabriel like nothing was wrong, as if the entire city hadn't just watched him turn the field into a blooper reel. Behind the scenes, the whispers got louder. Word is, ownership wants a shakeup, but the coaching staff's digging in their heels. Fans are practically begging for Shedeur, and through it all, the rookie just sits back, cool as ice, scrolling like a man who knows exactly what he's doing. That's the genius of it. It's not loud, it's calculated. It's quiet power with a single tap. It's not chaos, it's strategy. Shedeur didn't need to drop a fiery statement or call anyone out. His silence was the move. That's what makes it sting even more. Then came the real questions, the ones that make you wonder if Cleveland even knows how to run a football team. Who drafted this kid? Why was a talent like him picked in the 5th round?
This is the post right here. I don't know where the post is from, but Shedeur liked it. Now, I did see this last night. This is major, and this is very funny because this is telling you, this is Browns by Brad. It's his post. Now, this is telling you that Shedeur is paying attention, and he's sending subliminals. And what's crazy is that Rizzo stated that he heard that Shedeur was starting, but by Shedeur liking this post, this is major news.
Why didn't he get first-team reps during camp? And why on earth is he sitting behind a quarterback who just played himself straight into a conspiracy theory? It's like watching a mystery movie where everyone's guilty, and somehow the ending still doesn't make sense. This is classic Browns energy, turning calm situations into full-blown chaos. Fans have even given it a name, Cleveland-ing. It's the art of transforming every opportunity into a brand new cautionary tale. It's basically tradition at this point. Every decade brings a new quarterback, a fresh wave of hope, and yet another reason to mutter, maybe next year. So when Shedeur hit that like button, it wasn't just casual. It was a message, a signal, maybe even a prophecy.
I don't think I'm breaking news when I say that I don't think everybody in the organization is on the same page in terms of what's happening around the quarterbacks, right? Because if they were, then we wouldn't have seen how clunky it was throughout the preseason, all of the inferences that they would keep 4 different quarterbacks on the active roster. Remember, they traded for Kenny Pickett only to trade him away at the end of the preseason. Shedeur Sanders as the backup quarterback a couple of weeks ago, officially after they moved on from Joe Flacco, only to not get any first-team reps.
It screamed, I'm here, I'm watching, and I'm ready. And trust me, the internet heard him loud and clear. Not long after, reports started leaking that Shedeur might actually start after the bye week. But in true Browns fashion, of course, nothing's confirmed. They'll probably drag it out, keeping everyone guessing until the Friday before facing the Jets. Because why offer fans peace when you can give them pure suspense? You've got to love it. Cleveland has officially turned a bye week into a full-blown psychological thriller. The city's split clean down the middle. Half the fans are begging to see Shedeur unleashed, ready to prove what he's made of, while the other half, they're just tired of feeling like background characters in another endless reboot.
So I seen yesterday they stated on the arena show that if Shedeur Sanders do start, they might not announce it until like that Friday before the game. But this is what they said on ESPN Cleveland today. Let's get us a listen.
Of the same quarterback drama. Still, you can't deny it. The chaos is delicious. The same city that once argued over running backs is now zooming in on Instagram likes like it's the Zapruder film. Fans are replaying screenshots, debating timestamps, asking wild questions like, did he mean it? Was it on purpose? Could one single like really mean he's ready to start? It's madness. And ESPN's even feeding it with polls. Not about touchdowns, not about interceptions. No, polls about alike. You seriously can't make this up. Cleveland's always been a family, just a deeply dysfunctional one. And right now, Shedeur's the new kid at the dinner table. He hasn't even gotten his full plate yet, but everyone's already arguing over who gets to carve the turkey. Fans are chanting his name like it's a rally cry. Coaches are pretending they don't hear it. And ownership, quietly counting potential jersey sales behind the scenes. You'd think after years of heartbreak, Cleveland might have learned how to keep things simple. But nope. The Browns' version of normal is confusion dipped in chaos and wrapped in mystery. 1 minute, they're hyping up the future, and the next, they're starting a guy who can't even find the end zone. So now comes the real question. Is this finally the moment Cleveland learns its lesson? Because from the outside looking in, everything about this situation screams deja vu. It's the same story on repeat, just with a brand new Sanders twist. But maybe that's exactly what they need this time. Someone bold enough to shake up the entire game, even if it all starts with an Instagram like. The Sanders name carries weight, expectations, pressure, and that undeniable swagger that turns heads the second it hits a locker room. But this moment, this was next level energy. It wasn't just confidence.
Man, let's see.
There is something going on here that is weird, strange, and dysfunctional. Because the answers to the questions and the logic from the moment they drafted him to right now, there are all these incongruencies and
It was controlled chaos, and that's why the whole thing blew up like wildfire. Deep down, everybody knows it. Shedeur might be exactly what Cleveland's been missing. Not just the skill, but the attitude. The kind of player who doesn't just play football. He rewrites the narrative. But come on, these are still the Browns we're talking about. You can already see how the next few weeks will play out. That single like has flipped the entire vibe of the locker room without one snap being played. The air's thick with tension and anticipation. Every practice, every rumor, every sideline whisper feels like a clue in some football courtroom drama. The Jets are coming right after the bye, and the whole season's hanging by a thread. Will Shedeur finally get the start? Will they bench Gabriel and make the bold move everyone's waiting for? Or will they drag it out, teasing fans, milking the mystery, until everything collapses again? Only Cleveland could turn hope into high drama.
Time is coming, and it's coming soon. When you look at the Cleveland Browns situation, they got a quarterback who they chose in the 3rd round in Dylan Gabriel. He's the starting quarterback right now. And so far, Kevin Sebastian, the head coach, he's been consistent with that draft process between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Remember, Shedeur Sanders is a 5th round draft pick, but Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback out of each of them.
And here's the twist. This might actually work. Maybe the chaos is exactly what they need. Maybe that single like becomes the spark that turns their season around. Or maybe, just maybe, it's destined to be another line in Cleveland's never-ending book of what-ifs. There's something almost poetic about it all. A rookie quarterback steps into one of the NFL's most unpredictable franchises, keeps his mouth shut, keeps his cool, and then flips the whole city upside down with a single tap on a screen. That's not just confidence. That's digital rebellion. It's modern sportsmanship mixed with swagger, and it's pure entertainment. You can't buy that kind of energy.
To change now. I really would. All the reports, like I got NFL Network's Ian Rappaport saying that they want to give Shedeur a full week to play towards his strengths and structure a game plan around something that benefits Shedeur Sanders. That would be your opportunity to start Shedeur against the Jets, who are really bad. And it's a road game, yes, but at the same time, it's the Jets, so who cares? And you could have the bye week plus a week of prep to get him ready for that game. Like, I'd be ready to make the...
It's that rare spark that makes you believe something special might finally be brewing in Cleveland. The fans feel it too. They're already rocking his merch, counting down the days until the Jets game, convincing themselves this season still has a pulse. And now they've got a quarterback who doesn't just understand the spotlight, he controls it. Shedeur doesn't have to talk loud to get noticed. He just breathes near social media, and the entire sports world loses its mind. Every player dreams of their breakout moment. Some do it with clutch throws, some do it with viral interviews, but Shedeur, he did it with a like button. That's next-level marketing genius wrapped in classic Cleveland chaos. If this really is the beginning of his rise in the 216, it couldn't have started any better.
This time, I'm telling you, the dude gonna ball out. He just built like that. I have faith in Shedeur. I know Shedeur will get an opportunity in Cleveland because that's where God wanted him to be. I know many of you don't want him there. I know many of you want him traded, and that could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm just saying if Shedeur just continue to put the work in, continue to do the things they asked him to do, which we know he will, I'm telling you, everything gonna work out.
Because honestly, what's more fitting for Cleveland than a quarterback introducing himself through controversy? The Browns will never change. They'll always live right on that razor-thin edge between hope and heartbreak. But maybe that's exactly where Shedeur belongs, right in the eye of the storm. Calm, cool, collected, and fully aware that the circus swirling around him only makes his story bigger. A new era might just be starting, and this time, everyone's watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one.